Hi there, I'm Shane Spears and welcome to another edition of Summit Scale, beaming out to you from the beautiful city of Bath in the UK. My guest today is Larry Levine. Larry, a very warm welcome. Great to have you on the show.
Awesome. I'm looking forward to this, Shane. So, across the pond. So, what we got 7 hours between us and miles, but
Yeah.
you're getting ready to enjoy lunch and I'm just into my first cup of coffee. So that's great.
Brilliant to have you here. For those of
No,
you
my
that
pleasure.
don't know him, Larry is the international best-selling author of Selling from the Heart and the co-host of Selling from the Heart podcast with 30 years of in-the-field sales experience within the B2B technology space. He knows what it takes to be a professional salespeople. Larry leads the movement to bring authenticity back to the sales profession. This is going to be good. I want you to get results, and this is why I'm passionate about doing this the right way, the genuine way, and the authentic way as I speak from the heart. Brilliant. Larry, the title of the interview then is Getting to the Heart of what Matters in Sales, and we have 5 minutes for the interview. If you're ready, I'll start the clock.
Start the clock. Let's get this thing going.
So what does it mean to sell from the heart?
It's interesting. Now you flip the script on me because it's interesting because on my podcast, the first question I always ask is, what's it mean to sell from the heart? So I like it. I like that you flipped it on me on that one. Good on you, Shane. But, I always, and this is what I say, you take your heart out of what you do, you become lifeless, right? Because a beating, if your heart's not beating, we know what happens.
Yeah.
And I said, you know what, if you take your heart out of what you do inside the sales profession, or for that matter, any profession, you slowly, in my opinion, you just slowly start to die in your career. So selling from the heart means bring the best version of yourself to your career, bring the best version of yourself to your employer, bring the best version of yourself to your clients and your prospects, which means you have to truly understand what it means to be authentic, what it means to be real, what it means to be upfront, what it means to be vulnerable. And if you can do this, and there's a lot more to it, but just on a high level, if you can do this, and I always said, to me, it's leading with sincerity, substance in your heart. To me, that's selling from the heart.
Right. And presumably, and this is presumption, that's why I'm checking, that's where the authenticity comes from. The closer you can get to doing that, connecting to what's in the heart.
Yeah, and you know what's interesting about it, and I try to keep things really simple for people to really understand and latch onto. Let's look at our personal relationships. Those that are close to, home. So I'll look at your significant other, right? Your friends, your family, nieces, nephews, kids, and things like that. You're going to build heartfelt relationships with them because that's close to home, or at least I hope so, right?
Yeah.
So then I go, okay, if you can do this in your personal life, what prevents you from doing this in your professional life? Mm. That's what I want people to really understand, and I throw that out there for a reason is, especially in the sales and business world, we live in a world of mistrust, and there's rampant skepticism all over the place, and rightfully so.
Yeah.
But if you can bring what you bring to your personal relationships and you can bring those to your professional relationships, watch what starts to happen to the nature of your conversations and the relationships that you build. Mm. And, I always say there's a difference between a good relationship and a credible relationship.
Right.
And if you can bring your heart to what you do, watch what starts to happen.
Yeah. Brilliant. And this phrase you use, what does it mean to be an empty suit?
It's interesting, and I'm waving the flag on it really hard. And I brought some of it up in Selling from the Heart. So to me, an empty suit is somebody who lacks substance. Mm. Lacks sincerity, lacks heart, is all puffed up in themselves. Yeah. So I use this phrase a lot of times, and I just call it chest puffers, right? Somebody who's got big fat egos who puffs their chest out there. Hey, it's all about me, right? And so forth. And I always say this, and I don't care if you're calling into Fortune 100 companies or 500 companies, global companies, I want people to really think about this.
Yeah.
If you get the question that's asked to you, what's the value that I can bring to, what's the value you can bring to my organization? And if you can't recite that in seconds, you're going to be exposed as what you are, and that's an empty suit. And I'm not saying it to disrespect anybody. I'm using it, Shane, as a way to get the point across that we can do a lot better. But if you can bring substance to the table, if you can bring sincerity to the table, if you can bring high levels of business acumen to the table, you start filling out that suit. And that suit can be, with education, that suit can be filled with empathy and so forth. And I use these words to drive the point across that we can all do better at what we do. But what happens is we let fear, ego, complacency get in the way. And then we dress the part, but are we really there, right? We might put on that suit, or we might be business casual and so forth. But do we really have our clients and prospects' best interests at heart? Or are we just leading with our wallet and not leading with our heart?
We're coming to the end of time, but I do want to ask this question about why understanding your value is a huge step in sales success.
It has to be, because I'll just go back to this. In a world where nobody trusts the sales profession, or very few, people want you to know that, hey, do you care and do you understand what I can bring to your organization? And it's through values. And one of the things is I think people, Shane, use values like they say, hey, Shane, how's it going, right? And I'll use a guy expression a lot of times. If two guys haven't seen each other for a while, they might high five each other, right? And they might drive a bit of conversation. They'll say, hey, you know what, Shane, we've got to do lunch one of these days, or let's go grab a beer, which means I probably won't see you for a while. But if you can, and why I'm saying this, if you can understand your values, and if you can understand what your client's values, and you can align that to your company's values, you're golden. But nobody really gets value because they equate value to their product. They equate value to their company. But in essence, the value that you bring to the table is you. And it's how you can help somebody do better business, because if they can't get past you, you're dead in the water. They may not even get to your company's value, or your product's value, or your service's value.
Brilliant stuff. I could talk all day on this. Larry, thank you so much. Folks, for more resources, check out Larry's website, www.sellingfromtheheart.net. The link will be below the video. Larry, thank you so much.
Oh, it's my pleasure. Anytime. Talk to you soon.
Thanks for checking out our Summit Scale podcast. If you like what we're doing here, please head over to iTunes and subscribe, rate us and leave a review. It's very much appreciated. And if you want to learn more about the work we do, or are looking for a load of free resources to help with scaling your business, check out our website, www.summitleader.com.